Daniel Okoye was 12 years old the first time a grown man looked him in the eye and told him to stop dreaming. It was a Tuesday. His mother had just burnt her hand on the roasting pan, biting down on her lip so Daniel wouldn't hear her cry. He had watched her wrap the wound in an old cloth, pick up the pan again and keep selling. That image never left him. So when his teacher stood in front of the class and said, "Children like you are not built for science, you are built for survival," Daniel didn't cry. He didn't lower his head. He stood up slowly, knocked the man's lesson notes off the desk and said quietly, "Then teach me how to survive this." He was expelled before noon. His mother didn't shout at him that night. She just sat in the dim light of their one-room home and wept without sound, which was worse. Daniel stared at the oil lamp flickering on the wall and made a decision, not loud, not dramatic, just final. If the system won't open for me, I will learn how it works. Then I will break it open myself. At 16, with no certificate and no connections, he found work as a night cleaner in a tech warehouse on the edge of the city. Nobody noticed him. That was exactly what he needed. While the city slept, Daniel didn't. He moved through server rooms the way a thief moves through a museum, slowly, carefully, touching everything. Broken terminals, discarded processors, error logs that managers had given up reading. He taught himself to code on machines no one was watching, erasing every trace before the morning shift arrived. He slept 2 hours a night, sometimes less. "You look dead," a fellow cleaner named Chukwu told him one morning. "I'm building something," Daniel replied. Chukwu laughed with, "What, a mop?" Daniel didn't answer, he just went back to work. Then came the night that changed everything. The warehouse's logistics system crashed, deliveries across the city froze, managers were screaming into phones, engineers were flying in from across town, and money was bleeding by the minute. Daniel watched it all from the corner of the room, then walked to the terminal, sat down and fixed it in 40 minutes. The room went silent. "Who authorized you?" the operations manager demanded. "Nobody," Daniel said. They arrested him the next morning, accused him of unauthorized system access, confiscated his notebook, his tools, everything. He was fired and escorted out of the building by security while other cleaners watched from the windows. He walked to the bus stop alone, no money for transport. He sat on the curb for a long time. But he was smiling, because now he knew, without a single doubt, that he was right. He started small, market traders losing inventory records, transport drivers calculating routes by hand, small shop owners drowning in manual accounting. Daniel fixed their problems for almost nothing, sometimes for food, but word moved fast in desperate places. "There is a boy," people said. "He fixes things nobody else can." Then an investor came, expensive suit, polished shoes, a smile that never reached his eyes. He slid a contract across the table and said, "Sign this and I'll make you rich." Daniel read every line, then he said, "No, here's what I want instead." The investor laughed. "You're a nobody from nowhere. You don't negotiate with me." Daniel stood up, tucked the papers under his arm, and walked out. 3 years later, that same investor called him. This time, Daniel let the phone ring. His company scaled. His systems ran logistics across borders. Governments signed contracts. Corporations that once ignored him now depended on infrastructure he had built in secret, in the dark, with no one watching. But the night he returned to the slum, alone, no cameras, no entourage, was the night that mattered most. A small boy ran up to him on the muddy path and tugged his sleeve. "Sir, can somebody like me really leave here?" Daniel crouched down to his level. He looked at the boy for a long time, the hunger behind his eyes, the question underneath the question. "You don't leave by luck," Daniel said. "You leave by refusing to stay." He stood up, the boy stared after him. And somewhere in that slum, another decision had just been made in silence. If this story moved you, drop a comment below, tell us what part hit hardest. Like this video so more people find it, and subscribe because we post stories like this every week. Your next chapter might start right here.